Hello, students, and happy Monday once again. Here we are back at Monday. So, not a lot to announce this week, actually. I just wanted to touch on a few things and sort of keep a little bit of face-to-face contact going. Really, we don't have anything due this week, but that's because next week you have, I'm sure you're busy working on your presentations for submission next week. So just keep in mind when an assignment is due, when it's in that due, excuse me, I feel like I'm going to sneeze, in that due column, it's on the Sunday at the end of the week. So the date that's listed as the week is the beginning of that week, and then the assignments listed associated with that week are due at the end of the week on Sunday. So you just have to go through your lessons for this, your lesson for this week, and oops, sorry, let me get my syllabus back up here. Lesson 5, which is chapter 1, 2, and 3, and we're going into the other textbook now. We're done with Turnock. So that's great. Flew through that, didn't we? Next week, you will have your second quiz as well as your presentation due. When you submit your presentation, you will be going to the discussion board section. You'll see a discussion board, it's open now, to post your presentation. The way that you will do this is create a new thread. So each person will have their own thread. Just put your name, and then you will attach a file, attach the PowerPoint presentation file within. I would like you to, at the end of your presentation, you don't have to take a whole lot of time brainstorming this, but I'd like you to post a thoughtful question on the final slide for discussion for your peers. Just something to generate, some discussion, generate some thinking. When you go into post on the discussion board, which is part of your course grade on that discussion section, you will respond to 3 of your peers' presentations. So this will be a total of 30 minutes of viewing approximately. Each presentation is about 10 minutes, right? So you can choose any, maybe go through and look at what topics are of interest to you, watch their slides and listen to their presentation, and then respond to their discussion question in approximately 250 words on the discussion board. I just lost my train of thought. You may also talk about, points of interest other than their specific discussion question in your response post. But the question that your peers pose will hopefully just get you thinking and give you something, a jumping off point for your response. You can also respond to other people's posts as well, of course. So that is that. So you will respond to 3 of those, and this will just expand your knowledge about what some of the public health and health systems issues out there are. I also want to draw your attention to the FEMA trainings. I did post an announcement about that, so hopefully all of you have seen those last week. Under the Assessments tab, you will find an assignment called FEMA trainings. Everything is very self-explanatory, I hope. I have a couple links that I'm guiding you to introduce you to, what are we doing here, and what's sort of the background, what's the point of it. Also be thinking about the public health preparedness stuff that you read in the final, I don't remember exactly which chapter it was, but the sort of toward the end of the Turnock text, public health preparedness stuff, because it's relatable. So basically what you're doing is picking 2 trainings. I list a few of the starter ones that people tend to begin with, but that said, look through and maybe you want to do one of those beginning ones and then you want to pick a different one. There are some real specific ones and things that you might not think of, or you may be really interested in. There's more healthcare specific ones. There's even things like animal, like responding in a disaster to to animals and how to care for animals. There's like diversity training, that type of thing. All different ones. There's lots and lots of them. So that's that. I say this in the instructions, but I want to reiterate, start this earlier rather than later. The trainings themselves usually don't take as long as what they say they will take. People usually get through them pretty quickly, and hopefully the quiz at the end of the training isn't that hard, which allows you to get your certificate. But it can take up to 48 hours for you to receive, it may even be like 2 business days. I don't remember exactly the language, but for you to receive the certificate via email. So definitely do not wait until like a day or 2 before it's due, because even if you finish it, you may not receive. Sometimes the certificates arrive like instantaneously, and sometimes they take a couple of days. So just bear that in mind. And I think that's all I have on my announcements. Please email me if you have any questions, about as you're getting the presentation done. Don't forget those NIU library resources are there, along with the contact information for Dr. Beth McGowan, who is our health sciences librarian. I don't have an exact number put on how many of certain types of sources you should have in your final issue brief, but you should have academic sources as well as, almost everyone has pertinent websites. Your websites should, of course, be .gov, .org, .edu. We don't want Wikipedia. We don't want other .com sites. But you should utilize the library system to get academic journal articles. Really, you'll see that although issue briefs are not, academic manuscripts, they usually do cite some academic papers, some research that's supporting their point. So you should have those represented in your presentation and paper. Although, like I said, I don't have a specific number like that. You should have 5 of this and 5 of this, of this type. If you have questions about your presentation or your topic in general as you're going along, feel free to reach out to me via email. I've had several people do that already to kind of hash out, I'm thinking of narrowing it down a little bit more in this way, but I'm not sure. What do you think? And that's great. Or set up a time to talk to me by phone. All right. I'll be checking the question. I want to say frequently asked questions, but it's just the questions about anything discussion board. I'll be checking that, and just keep in touch. I look forward to seeing your presentations and learning more myself about some of these issues. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.